Slow still counts, and I need you to understand this at a level deeper than motivation. It's about survival, consistency, and identity. In a world where everybody wants instant results, fast success, viral breakthroughs, and overnight transformations, slow progress feels like failure to most people, but that is a lie that destroys potential. Let me break it down for you in the realest way possible. Just because you are not where you want to be yet does not mean you are not becoming who you are supposed to be. Every single step you take, no matter how small, no matter how delayed it feels, no matter how invisible it looks to others, is still movement, and movement means you are not stuck. People quit not because they are failing, but because they think slow equals failure. But I need you to rewire that thinking right now. Slow is not failure, it is foundation. Think about anything strong in this world. Skyscrapers, empires, champions, leaders. They were not built in a rush. They were built brick by brick, decision by decision, discipline by discipline. And that's what slow progress really is. It is you laying bricks that nobody claps for yet, but one day will become something unshakable. The problem is, most people only respect visible success, but they don't respect invisible growth. They don't respect the days when you show up and nothing changes, when you study and still fail the test, when you train and still don't see the body, when you apply and still don't get the job. But those are not wasted days. That is development happening under pressure. Slow progress is actually proof that you are still in the game, still fighting, still refusing to quit when quitting would be easier. And let me tell you something powerful. Consistency at a slow pace will always beat inconsistency at a fast pace. The person who shows up every day, even when results are not immediate, is building something that the impatient person will never understand. Because greatness is not about how fast you start. It is about how long you can stay. Slow progress tests your ego, your patience, your discipline, and your belief in yourself when nobody else believes in you. And that test is necessary, because if everything came fast, you would not be ready to handle it when it arrives. Slow seasons are training seasons. They are not punishment. They are preparation. Every delay is building endurance. Every setback inside slow progress is building wisdom. Every moment you feel like nothing is happening is actually a moment where your foundation is getting stronger. And one day, when the results finally show, people will call it overnight success, but you will know the truth. It was years of slow, quiet, disciplined effort. So stop rushing your journey. Stop comparing your timeline to someone else's highlight reel. Stop thinking you are behind just because you are building carefully. You are not behind. You are building something that will last, because fast can impress people, but slow builds things that cannot be destroyed. Slow still counts, and one of the hardest truths to accept in life is that progress is not always loud, visible, or exciting, but it is still progress. We live in a world that celebrates speed, where people want instant results, instant success, and instant recognition, but real growth rarely works like that. Real growth is uncomfortable, quiet, and often frustrating because you are putting in effort without seeing immediate rewards. And that's where most people lose their discipline. They confuse delay with defeat. But listen carefully. Just because it's slow doesn't mean it's not working. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight, but underground, where nobody sees, it is building roots strong enough to withstand storms. That's exactly what slow progress does to you. It builds roots in your character, your mindset, your patience, and your discipline. You may feel like nothing is changing, but internally you are being shaped into someone stronger than who you were yesterday. The problem is not slow progress. The problem is impatience. Impatience makes you blind to growth. It makes you quit right before the breakthrough. It makes you underestimate the power of consistency. Because consistency is not about intensity. It's about repetition. It's showing up again and again when you don't feel like it, when nobody is clapping for you, when results are not visible yet. And that kind of discipline builds a foundation that fast success can never create. Think about it, anything built fast is often easy to break, but anything built slowly with patience and effort becomes unshakable. That's why your slow season is not your weak season. It is your strengthening season. It is where your mindset is tested, where your habits are formed, and where your identity is shaped. And if you stay consistent during slow progress, you are doing something most people cannot do. You are proving that your commitment is stronger than your emotions. Because emotions want speed, but discipline accepts timing. Emotions want results now, but discipline trusts the process. And the people who win in life are not always the fastest. They are the ones who refuse to quit when things are slow. So instead of looking at how far you still have to go, start respecting how far you have already come. Every small step matters. Every effort counts. Every day you show up is building something inside you that you cannot yet see, but one day you will. And when that day comes, people will only see the result, not the struggle, not the patience, not the silent grind, but you will know that slow was never a setback. Slow was the reason you became strong enough to sustain success when it finally arrived. Slow still counts, and if you really want to understand growth, you have to stop judging progress by speed and start respecting the process that builds real strength over time. Most people quit not because they are incapable, but because they are impatient. They want results before roots. They want success before sacrifice. They want victory without endurance. But life doesn't work like that. Everything meaningful takes time, and the time it takes is not wasted. It is shaping you. When progress feels slow, that is usually the moment when your character is being tested the most. Because anyone can stay motivated when things are moving fast, but only the disciplined can stay committed when nothing seems to be changing. That is where real transformation happens, not in the spotlight, but in silence. Slow progress forces you to confront yourself. It makes you question your effort, your belief, your patience. And if you can survive that phase, you are no longer just chasing success. You are becoming someone capable of sustaining it. Think about nature for a moment. A mountain is not formed in a day. A tree does not grow overnight, and even the strongest rivers start as small streams. Everything powerful starts slow, but what makes it powerful is not the speed. It is the consistency of pressure, time, and persistence. The same is true for you. Every day you show up, even when you don't see immediate results, you are building layers of discipline. Every time you keep going when it feels pointless, you are strengthening your mindset. And every time you resist quitting, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances. The truth is, slow progress is not a delay in success. It is the construction of it, but most people misunderstand this phase. They think because things are not happening quickly, nothing is happening at all. That is the biggest mistake you can make. Just because you cannot see, it doesn't mean it is not working. Underground, your habits are forming. Your resilience is growing. Your mindset is shifting. You are becoming someone who can handle more pressure, more responsibility, and more success without breaking. And that is something fast success can never teach you. Fast success often builds confidence without character, but slow progress builds both. That's why the struggle feels heavy. It is not punishment, it is preparation. You are being trained for something bigger than what you can see right now. So instead of rushing your journey, start respecting it. Instead of comparing your timeline to others, focus on your consistency. Because the people who win long term are not the ones who start fast. They are the ones who stay steady. Slow progress means you are still in the fight. It means you are still building. It means you are still becoming. And one day, when everything comes together, you will realize that the slow season was not a setback. It was the foundation of everything you became. Slow still counts, and if you can truly understand this one principle, it will change the way you look at your entire journey in life. Most people give up not because they are not capable, but because they cannot tolerate slow progress. They want results that match their effort immediately, but life doesn't operate on impatience. It operates on process. And the process is never rushed, it is built. When things move slowly, it does not mean nothing is happening. It means everything is happening beneath the surface where you cannot yet see it. Just like a building needs deep foundations before it rises, your life needs slow development before it can stand strong. Every day you show up, even when there is no applause, no recognition, and no visible success. You are laying another layer of discipline inside yourself. And discipline built in silence is stronger than motivation built in excitement, because motivation fades, but discipline stays. Slow progress is where your real identity is formed. It is where you decide who you are when results are not guaranteed. It is where you prove to yourself whether you are committed or just interested, and there is a huge difference between those two. Interest disappears when things get hard, but commitment stays even when nothing seems to be working. That is why slow seasons feel heavy. They are not designed to break you. They are designed to build your endurance. Think about any strong structure in this world. It did not rise quickly. It took time, effort, patience, and repeated work. And the same applies to your life. Every small action you take, even if it feels insignificant, is part of something much bigger. The problem is, people only respect visible success, not invisible progress. They only celebrate results, not the process behind them. But real transformation happens in the process. It happens in the days you don't feel like showing up but still do. It happens in the moments when you feel stuck but still refuse to quit. It happens when you keep going even though nothing around you is changing fast enough to satisfy your expectations. That is where strength is built. That is where patience becomes power. That is where ordinary effort turns into extraordinary results over time. And if you stay consistent in that phase, you are doing something most people cannot do. You are building a future that will last longer than quick success ever could. Because fast success often breaks under pressure, but slow success is tested, refined, and strengthened over time. So instead of rushing your journey, start respecting it. Instead of doubting your pace, trust your process. You are not behind, you are being built. And one day, when everything finally aligns, you will look back and realize that the slow steps you once questioned were actually the strongest steps you ever took.